Hello, welcome back to our channel. Today to continue with our works on the house. In the previous video you were saying that we were trying to prepare all the walls to be able to start painting. Unfortunately, we haven't yet installed the air conditioner, so there is still some holes to close and plastering and sanding again, so we're still waiting to finish with that. Since we have some time now, we decided we are going to start testing out all the electricity, because we don't really know where did they even leave us with electricity. It is pretty much finished as far as we know. We just need to test out and put all the sockets in and all these things and see what is connected to what, and just trying to understand. At least 5 or some hours yesterday night where Fabio and one of our friends, which we actually made through YouTube channel, he came out and helped us figuring out a few things here, and it was a long night, long evening, and still we are back here today trying to figure out the sockets. So we kind of have some understanding with the lights and which switch responds to which light and all that, but now we're trying to figure out the switches, because when we tested them first we realized there's no electricity in some of them, so we need to figure out where is the connections and all that bits. This week we are trying to figure out the sockets. We are hoping that the aircon is going to be installed. We still need to finish off a little bit with that window that we did, because again that was a really big job to do. So yeah, those are the main tasks for this week. We'll see how it goes. If we finish something quicker, we can move on to something else, and hopefully by this weekend we can paint.
So we spent quite a lot of time on finding out how's the electricity system put in place, because I already knew that it wouldn't be as we expected and as we asked. So on Sunday we had a friend coming over who helped me out quite a lot, finding out where all the cables are. If you can hear all the switches, basically we had to take each cable apart and label them to understand where are they coming from and where are they going, find all the circuits, where does it go into the boxes, which ones are connected to the lights and switches and all these. So it took us forever to take each cable apart and basically find out where are they connected. I think now it's all clear, and again it's all very clear that we are not gonna have the system that we had agreed with them in first place, because what we had agreed is that the two lights, and this is not something they had told us that the two lights would have to be in the same circuit, so they would be together. When you switch one, both kitchen and living room come on at the same time or off. But that's not what it's done here. So obviously we don't want to break the walls again. But I don't think that's bad news. Actually, we have come up with a slightly different way to put the switches than we had planned. But I think it's actually better because it gives us more control over each one of the lights. So I'm not at all mad about that. But yeah, what's to do is already in the bedrooms. That's obviously a simple switch, and the bathroom sockets in the bathroom, sockets in that bedroom. This one I haven't because we need the aircon in there, and I don't know exactly how it's going to be. But in here we have basically all the switches now are prepared to just come in and put the switches. The hardest bit is going to be we have two-way switches, one with this light, which turns on in there and on or off in there, and the same for the kitchen on the other side and here. So that's going to be a bit harder. I already put this one in place working, but yes, it took me a while to find out how to do it. Hopefully it will be quicker now. So yeah, now it's just a question of going through all the sockets and switches and actually installing them. But yeah, it was good to understand how everything is installed. Also, in the future, if we need to do any changes or anything, we know exactly what we have. The biggest problem that we have at the moment, surprise, surprise, we don't have electricity coming to this side. This is supposed to be just normal sockets, but there's nothing bringing in electricity. So I'm gonna have to take it from here, and luckily this is where we will have our kitchen cabinets, so it's not that visible. But yeah, so already did those sockets on that side. Some of them did these ones. Uh, yeah, just moving through it. Takes a bit of time. We are moving forward.
We finally got our aircon installations done, which is not completed. We only passed the pipes and the electricity, so now we only have to actually connect the air conditioners. But we will do that only after painting. So we arranged with the guy that he will do this for us. We will close all the holes. I can show you it here and here in the bedroom, all this, and here for the electricity. Once we have closed all these holes, we have plastered, we painted, and then we get him out here again to actually connect the air conditioners. But this is what we were been waiting for the most, because once we have closed these, we can finally paint, and that means the mess and dust is over. Look who came inside. Where are you gonna go? So yeah, so to close that hole that we had going to the attic, we decided to use one of these things that supports, and then we just put a little bit of that like plastic bit to hold the cement, and then we'll just pour the cement inside the hole, which is what Fabio is going to do now from the attic. One other thing we had to do is create a little bit the step a little bit bigger, because I don't know if we have shown this to you already, but how ridiculous is that they made a step that finishes before the wall, and and that's where the door should be. So, and as you can see here, where the step would go is a window. So you can't put a door in here, right? As they were thinking. So now what we have to do is make it a little bit bigger so that the door frames in here, in these walls, instead of in these walls, because obviously there is a window. I don't know how did we not notice this ourselves, but only when the people someone who gave us a quote for the windows noticed it, and then we realized, oh my god, makes sense. So you have to increase this step here. That's what Fabio is doing now. It's just gonna be poured some cement, and that's it, and then the flooring will go on top, and the door. It's going to be closing off that dining room from the rest of the extension.
Non si, non si.
So that is what we did all last week. We almost finished up without electricity. There's only a few bits left to do. We got the air conditioner, pipes and electricity installed so we could close all the holes, sanded it, ready to paint. And we also made that step a little bit bigger where the door of the dining room is going to be. Yeah, that is pretty much all we did, and now we are ready to paint. So yeah, the plans for the next week are to paint everything with the primer and then 2 coats of paint. We can finish off the bathroom once it's painted, then we can put all the fixtures in and the vanity unit and all that. And yeah, that's I think where we are for the next week's plans. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed another renovation series. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Bye!